Hello, hey, woo! Hello everyone, yes, my name is Logic, here to show off Kena Bridge of Spirits. Very, very excited to show this game off. And with me today on commentary, he couldn't be here in real life sadly, but I've got his beautiful face here. Swift, if you want to say hey.
Hi, I'm Swift Shadow, or just Swift. I run this game as well. Shorter categories than the one we're going to be seeing today, but I'm very happy to be here. Logic's an amazing runner, and this run's going to be great.
Okay, I think we can explain the game while we're going, so I'll just be set up now. Alright, the run begins on 3, 2, I assume I hit this button, 1. We going? We are, cool. Okay, so Kena Bridge of Spirits is an amazing speed game, non-biased, but it's a beautiful blend of movement and combat. I highly recommend it for any kind of speedrunner who enjoys the shorter categories and a good bit of variety. I think this game is really nice. The movement is very challenging, one of those runs where if you mess up a trick, you're going to kind of have to throw yourself back at it until you get it, but it's a very fun run to do, not very punishing at low levels, so it's very fun to get into, and I'm super excited. The category I'll be doing today is all relics. During this game, we go through specific chapters where we're told the story of certain characters in the village, and we have to collect relics, which are basically boss fights, to unlock the main boss fight, so the chapter boss, and then we'll be doing that. And we'll be opening with a really hard trick, so I'll give this one to you just so I can concentrate.
Alright, so this is a relatively new trick. It saves a lot of time on every single category. So basically what Logic is going to be doing is jumping up onto this root of the tree and doing a roll called a roll in air, which will get him a lot of height and get him out through the ceiling here. And now he's going to be navigating out of bounds on basically the roof of this intro section ceiling in order to get through up to where we would normally come out naturally. Normally you'd have a fight that you'd do and it would open up a puzzle and a door that you'd have to do. But with all of the movement that Logic's able to do here along the ceiling, we're able to skip all of that. You're also going to see throughout this, Logic is going to be doing more rolls in air to gain height. These are specifically positioned rolls against corners of surfaces most of the time that will allow you to gain height. And he's also going to be doing a thing called a pulse, which is that circle that grows out from him, and then sprinting and jumping, and that allows him to carry the momentum from the pulse when he does a short hop in order to clear some of these larger gaps. That was very nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy. That trick is a very, very common reset point, and yeah, I'm just really happy I was able to get it right in the run. Normally, most runners, including myself, we're banging our heads against that trick for a good minute, and when you reset, you gotta watch that 50-second cutscene, which is always a good time. So in this area, we'll be this is kind of the tutorial area. Still, we'll be collecting our rots, these cute little guys right here. And they're basically, we need to capture, or rescue, sorry, 5 of them to get a level up. Level ups don't affect our stats, but more so affect the abilities that we can unlock and give us an extra courage bar. We'll be explaining that a little bit later. Yeah, these guys are pretty important, so we want to be picking them up as we go. You can skip this section and just power through the game, but there is a weird thing with it where you are actually unable to aim unless you're level 1. So you can probably skip all this, but you probably can't get far. So these little guys are very important on our journey. Okay, and then we'll be hitting a quick load to skip the level up animation. The game is really nice because it remembers your position, but doesn't remember your items or acquired rot. So we're able to store our position through autosaves and load it when we deem necessary, and just carry over our items. Very crucial later in the run too. Whoopsie. Go for a little dip, I guess, before we continue the run. There we go. Okay, cool. See, that was an example of an aim jump. Without one of the main items in the game, when we aim, we actually get a boost in our vertical momentum. It's very, very important to have that for some of the earlier sections, because we do some shortcuts and jumps that we normally would not be able to get away with without aiming. Same with this area. This area is kind of a tutorial for the rot themselves, showing you what they can do, but we just do a little lame jump here and skip this entire puzzle section. And we'll be going to our first mini-boss of the run, Sprout.
Yeah, so this is Sprout. Basically, the game's going to teach you that you can guard attacks with Pulse here, which Logic's going to do at the start, and it's going to cause a slowdown. And by using that slowdown, Logic's going to be able to attack Sprout and then send Rot at Sprout to keep him in place. We can send Rot now that we've hit level 1. You'll also see on the bottom left there are these Courage circles, which immediately filled up out of combat. That's going to be filling up as Logic is doing hits, and that's what allows us to do those Rot actions, like sending Rot, or later on more combat abilities.
We have a bit of a movement section here, so during this movement we can actually fire out some donations, if there's any.
Yeah, sure, we can do that, no problem. So we got $10 from Gallus, I believe, without a comment, but that goes towards the Step Mania Rhythm Game Showcase bonus song Frame Perfect that you've been hearing here if you've been watching the stream for a hot minute. Then we also got $25 from Rane214 saying, "Let's go Logic, let's go, clap, clap, have fun on the run."
Thank
okay,
you.
wait, listen. Let's go Logic, let's go. Let's go Logic, let's go.
Oh,
nice.
Thank you, everyone. I'll make you proud.
One more?
One more. Yeah, we can get one more in.
Awesome. We got $61.19. I'm not sure if that counts as a nice, but thank you anyway. By Dips saying, "Thank you for everything. Big boys forever."
Thank you, Dips. Big boys.
Hey, let's go, Dips.
So right here we'll be doing a very specific movement section, which is super cool. In older versions of the route, there would be this main fight in the village center, basically restoring the main village and acting as our hub throughout the game. But we actually skip that fight altogether and opt to take the right side. We actually grab that waypoint, which is probably the most crucial waypoint in the entire run, because this will be our new like hub point. Here we'll be doing a really cool jump reset to skip this distance in the Kool-Aid water and then getting a roll boost here. Very nice. And now we do this really cool trick which lets us skip all the way to chapter 3. Normally there would be this massive wall by the shrine preventing us from coming here until we got 6 out of 9 relics and 2 bosses killed. But we can just come over here immediately and get debatably the best chapter ability in the game.
Yeah, this trick really opens the run up. It was found super early on, and it's had a lot of cool new setups, especially recently with Rinrin's aim rolling that makes the trick a lot more consistent to do. But getting access to this ability as early as we do really, really just opens up a lot of options.
Yeah, it's super sweet. It definitely, it's kind of crazy how big the gap is between glitchless and no major glitches. And just having early dash alone, as Swiss said, it opens up so many new possibilities for the run, for the game in general, and it really adds a lot of depth to everything. Super neat. Okay, so now that we've gotten dash, we're actually going to be breaking the mold here, and we'll be doing some chapter 3 stuff right at the very beginning, because we want to be getting Karma, which is our experience, and just getting the relics out of the way because they're the most available as of right now. So, whoopsie. Okay, cool. I'm making sure to keep my eye in the dash bar on the bottom left. The dash bar regenerates super quickly once it's run dry, but the moment it isn't run dry, it takes forever to come back. So I need to make sure I never let it get back up to full, or else it will start regenerating super slowly. And many people might be confused as why as I'm climbing out of bounds up here, but we actually want to line ourselves up here and do a hyper dash, which, oh, there we go. Which takes us all the way to a chapter 3 area, which we would have to climb up a massive mountain. I think 2 mob fights we'd have to go through normally. But we can just fly into the arena. It's quite funny, many people who have played this game casually are kind of weirded out, because when you come here casually, it's all dark and there's like mood lighting and it's super intense, but then we get here with that hyper dash and everything's all bright, looks all nice.
It's surprising how nice the environments still look, even when they're not lit the way they're supposed to.
Yeah,
this game's very beautiful.
Yeah, this game is honestly stunning. The main aspect of the game is definitely the looks, and it definitely pulls it off. Even when we're out of bounds, there are a few exceptions to it, but most of the out of bounds does not look bad at all. It's still like appealing to the eye to go through.
So this fight here is Mask Maker. This is the first of the Chapter 3 bosses that we're going to be doing. Logic's going to be using that dash at the start, and we're going to try and get Mask Maker in this corner here. And Logic's going to try and stagger Mask Maker in the corner with charge attacks and the dash. And then turn to make Mask Maker face him so that he can get behind him and continue the combo from behind. Mask Maker's going to try to turn to face,
yeah, that's
but hopefully... Ooh.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just catch him here.
Yeah, very nice recovery.
Yeah, let that heavy finisher fire a little too early, but that's okay. That was not even 5 seconds. We're good. Alright, that's Relic 1 down. It's actually kind of amusing how we go through this run because that was a Chapter 3 Relic and we're actually going to be on our way to get another Chapter 3 Relic. Just because of the benefits we get from doing endgame bosses early. They're mandatory. Well, not mandatory, but very, very nice to get done early. So we'll be making our way to the other side of the map. Again, we do not have the main hub area available because we skipped the fight. So we have to run around the edges of the hub area for village. We're snagging this waypoint and we're doing a double hyper dash here to cover this Kool-Aid Lake. I'm a little bit to the right. Hopefully I bounce in a good way. Okay, landed on the mailbox, we're fine. Now I can hit another one. It's a little slow. Okay, this should be fine. Hopefully. We're good. Cool. So yeah, we skipped an entire... Normally when you go into the Chapter 3 areas, there's like a trial. So you have to go through a long, windy area with a lot of puzzles and mob fights. But thanks to the hyper dashes that we found, we are able to... Ooh, okay. We're able to skip all that.
So Logic took a menu there to unlock an ability called Rot Hammer. We're able to do that with the karma that we ended up getting from Mask Maker, and that's going to be our main combat ability with Rot power that we have for the rest of the run, pretty much. This is Warrior, another one of the Chapter 3 bosses, and the goal for Warrior is basically to just keep Warrior in the back of the arena against this wall, stagger with charged attacks, and then hit him with Rot Hammers. And the Rot Hammer has 2 hitboxes on it. One for the hammer of the staff itself, and then another for the one that where the rods sprout off of the hit. So by keeping Warrior against this wall, you're able to consistently double hit with both of those hitboxes. It's really nice.
Yeah, that was a good fight. It's always funny whenever we do our first Rot Hammer, the game will always like take a minute to be like, oh Jesus, because the animation of the Rot Hammer is very demanding. But once we get that out of the way, we're all good. So now that we've gotten 2 relics, both being from Chapter 3, we're going to go back to Chapter 1. Because the last Chapter 3 relic requires a chapter ability. So we have to go out of our way to get it. We have to go this way anyway. And we've gotten enough karma to buy what we want to buy. Oh, come on, Kina. No! Okay, this is fine.
So cool.
The backup is doing a damage boost and getting to the top of the gate anyway. Kina, you were so close, girl. What happened? Dash management is extremely important during the movement sections. You'll be seeing me kind of just stall on ledges, waiting for my dash to come back. It may seem like time loss, but managing our dash to be sure that we have enough for our... Ooh, okay, this is fine. Whoa, I've never gone that high before. Am I stuck? Hello?
That was a lot of height. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there we go. What the I've never been launched like that from that dash. Okay, well, we're good. We're still good. Normally, we're meant to clip into the side of that barrier and then crawl over in a unique spot. But Kina just got some mad height there. I've never seen that kind of position before. So the lore here is we'll be helping Taro find peace because he feels regret for the twins here because he left them during the story before the bad thing happened. I can't explain too much right now without spoiling, so it's just a bad thing. We'll leave it at that. So now we'll be going through the chapter and giving him peace, finding relics of his last days, basically. I don't think we described the lore of this game. We can quickly touch on it. Kina is a spirit guide, basically used to help spirits pass over to the afterlife. that have regret or sorrow. And the aim of the game is basically just to help spirits pass over. And that includes the chapter bosses and all the some of the enemies that we'll be fighting on the way.
Yeah, basically every single chapter boss has a major regret that you're trying to help them come to terms with so that they can pass on.
It's a really it really hits home, honestly. Like there's some really in-depth storytelling with how little time there is between chapters. They do a good job at putting that emotional impact there. So now that we're on top of this mountain, we'll actually be hitting another hyperdash to scale one mountain to the next. I want to line up with this little lantern down here in our hyperdash. Okay. The corruption is really, really nice for hyperdashes because when we hyperdash, we're locked into an animation that we cannot break. We can only move Kino. We can't jump, we can't aim, we can't do anything. And the only ways to get ourselves out of that position is to either get hit or void out. And getting hit is obviously the easiest way. Voiding out, you have to be hovering in the air for I think 4 seconds and then go through like a 3-second animation. And obviously every time that's going to add up. So we try and find any kind of corruption orb we can to speed that up.
For anybody at home right now, the trick that's currently happening is called Kappa Skip. Normally there's a boss called Kappa that we'd have to fight. We won't see him, but get your Kappas in chat, everybody.
Oh yeah. We get a Kappa check in the ESA chat. And while we're on our way to get the bow, we actually have some time for 2 or 3 donations.
Sure. So there's lots of love coming in for you here. Starting off with $50 by Lexi saying, Logic, I'll never forget your sabotage in Pummel Party, but I wish you the best of luck on this run. We got another $50 by Anonymous with the hashtag GameOver for Alzheimer's. That's, by the way, the charity raising money for Alzheimer Fonden. It's a great charity. And we got $20 from IMJV. Good luck with the run, Logic and Swift. Proud of you guys.
Thank you, JV. And thank you, Lexi, for the donation too. Very generous, guys.
Let's go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The emotion. Oh my god, my heart. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you. So generous. Oh my god. So we just got our chapter 1 ability, being the bow, and now we're actually able to do the final chapter 3 boss for our karma and just accessibility. We'll be maneuvering through here because we actually need chapter 2 ability to get through this area. We're actually able to parkour our way up the mountain here. Really cool sequence. A lot of the outbound sequences are very in-depth. There's a lot to keep in mind. There's a lot to do. It's not free by any means necessary. And it is really cool to look at. At least I hope so. Oh, NA aim.
Oh.
NA aim. The keyboard and mouse users are laughing at me at home. I can feel it. Okay. Harder than the boss, by the way. So yeah, now we'll be finishing up. It's kind of ironic that the first 3 relics we get in the game are all chapter 3, but we need that experience or karma to set ourselves up to be pretty overpowered for the rest of the run.
So this fight here is Hunter, and Hunter's, in my opinion, one of the coolest bosses in the game. Basically, she has a mechanic where when you shoot her in the head with an arrow, she falls out of the sky, and that goes on a cooldown, so we can't just spam that over and over again. But Logic's going to be doing the best that he can to knock Hunter out of the sky here and just combo and get as much damage while she's on the ground. Again, making use of that double hit Rot Hammer to get a bunch of damage in whenever possible.
Yeah.
Really nice fight.
That was a really good fight. I got some pretty bad RNG, but I was able to get a really cheeky snipe on her before she was able to get an attack out to bring her back to the floor. Okay, so now in the bottom left, we actually hit level 2 Rot, which means we get 2 courage abilities. And going through early game bosses, that's going to be very, very important because we're just going to start flooring the bosses that we come across.
So this fight coming up is Wood Knight. It has a little bit of an intro here where we need the bow. There are these 5 enemies that spawn in the trees, and if you're able to hit them in the head, it kills them in a hit. This is also how the game kind of teaches you that enemies have weak points and everything. This is normally you do this right after you get bow. And then you have Wood Knight, who's the big boy here with the big wood shield. Goes down very quickly. Yeah. This double rot hammer that we have level 2 rot absolutely tear him apart.
Yeah, rinsed. Like having all the rots to help us like to get 2 courage is extremely important. But yeah, like Wood Knight is without a doubt the hardest boss in the game. There is a somewhat of a community meme and somewhat truth. If anyone's played this game on any difficulty higher than normal, or even normal for that matter, they know of the other Wood Knight later in the game that has floored everyone for a good bit. Even myself too. Like when I played casually, I got destroyed on that guy. So.
Yep, I got destroyed on this Wood Knight, and then even more destroyed on the bigger one. Casually.
A lot of the bosses in this game really demand you to be aggressive. Like you have to be more aggressive than the enemy you're fighting. Some bosses like Hunter kind of go against the rule where you have to be very reserved, but some enemies and bosses like Wood Knight demand you to be more aggressive, or else Wood Knight's gonna throw everything he has at you and very, very quickly whittle your health down to 0. Even on normal, even easy, you know, like you can kind of just get suffocated by Wood Knight or just other enemies in the game.
So this fight here has a few waves. At the start, Logic's gonna shoot enemies as they spawn in. Hitting the weak points here on these enemies, now that we have bow, actually drops an orb on the ground that you can see. And when Logic pulses that gives extra courage. So whenever we see these enemies, these glowing marks, getting those weak points is gonna be pretty important, especially on the bigger ones. Also gonna see a good use out of dash here, where we're able to get the splash damage. Some great shots through the shields to try and get through these enemies that are normally guarded.
You can actually pop that flower before this little intro. We've talked about it for weeks in the community and no one has gotten it yet. I'm praying it happens one day.
You'll do it soon, I believe.
Hopefully. So now we're just going through Chapter 1's side area called Forgotten Forest. This is a section where we have to do a bunch of shrines and trials, basically, to open up the gateway to one of the bosses. One of those gates that we actually can't skip because the boss spawn is tied to the gate opening. So we have to go through here. It's not a problem though. This area provides some really cool tech, which I'm very excited to show off in a little bit. So we'll be doing a trick here to basically scale this ramp and go at it backwards. I want to grab this little oh, I don't need that money. I need this, the flip. So we scaled it up backwards and we can actually jump and hit that archery flower here, begin the next shrine fight. These purple monkeys are a pain because the spear they throw explodes, and if you're not careful and you kind of forget about them, they can throw one of those like spears and knock you off of the arena, killing you, and then you have to climb the whole thing again. Oh, Kino, please. Oh, no! Oh, we're good, we're good. Saved. Saved.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yeah, my heart there. Okay. We should be good.
That was a very nice save.
Yeah. Whew. Oh, hello.
Something cool Logic does in this fight as well is sending Rod at those moths, which instantly kills them. Whenever he has Rod action. It's very nice.
The rot are extremely powerful, even on easy, where Kino hits like a truck. We still want to use our rot because enemies like that, when we're in mob fights where there's like 4 or 5 things we have to do, the rot just make it so much easier to minimize that and help us get it done quicker. Alright, that's all the shrines done, but we won't actually be going to the boss associated with those shrines. We'll be going to a boss that is tucked away really, really deep into the abyss with this really cool outbound sequence, where we basically go to the side of the map, and hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll be flying into the cave system that the boss is located in. Oh, we're good. Look at that. Whew. Alright,
That movement's so cool.
Yeah, it's really good. I got lucky, and it's actually a very dangerous trick because if you land a little bit too low on the stairs, 1 or 2 stairs even, you will actually die to full damage. And I got lucky because the map loaded in while I was at the top, and I landed on a really forgiving edge, which basically makes the trick free. Just super nice. Alright, very tidy fight there.
Incredibly fast fight. Oh my
Yeah, that was really good. And that's Relic 4, I think? Oh no, 5 as Hunter 2, whoops. I might be good at Kina, but I can't count, guys. Sorry. Alright, so this is the boss associated with the shrines. He is a bit difficult. Oh, sorry, Swift.
He's got those parries.
Sorry, I killed him before you could commentate on him, my bad.
It just goes to show how incredibly good you are at the game, and also how insanely powerful you can get very early on, especially with the order that we do bosses in.
Yeah, having Rot very early is super nice, because Rot Hammer on easy does 40% of a boss's health, sometimes 50, depending on how lightweight they are. And for Sprout Captain, 50%, and just a little bit of some swings here and there, and they were gone. Alright, time for the Chapter 1 fight here. Hopefully everything goes well.
So this is Taro. He's a big beast, has a lantern on him, and so Logic's gonna shoot this lantern, which is the weak point for Taro. It's gonna stagger him back, and then there's a weak point on Taro's arm, which you can send Rot at, and then explode it, and that's also gonna set up for a good position where he can do Rot hammers. Again, they're gonna do a lot of damage.
Alright. I feel, you got a feel for the bosses, their design. Like, the combat in this game, I tell you, is amazing. On Expert, Normal, and Master, like, the kind of things you have to do to win against these guys is super demanding. But then on Easy, we just kind of floor them because of the Rot route we take. Yeah, Taro, I think the chapter bosses are easily some of my favorite bosses in the game. Their design, their moveset is very fun to play around with. Alright, that's Chapter 1 done. Everyone involved is at peace now. Taro, the twins, and Rusu. The cutscenes really hit home. Like, the Chapter 1 finishing cutscene is super emotional. I really love it.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite story moment in the whole game. It's really good.
Yeah, tugs at the heartstrings. Alright, so now, right after finishing Chapter 1, we only have to do Chapter 2 now. And, hopefully everything goes well. This is the most demanding area of the whole run. There are a lot of really intense tricks that we do. Hopefully everything goes well. I have my backups mentally noted, so if things kind of go wrong, I'm not gonna bang my head at it. I'm just gonna move on. But hopefully everything goes well. So we get our chapter ability, which is actually a bomb. And this bomb is very crucial for movement more than combat. The game design is you need to use the bombs to move the rocks, but we want to move them for different ways. Okay. I'll give this 3 tries and then I'll go through it normally.
You got this.
Hopefully. Okay. This is a very demanding trick, and if done right, it's really cool, but I do not want to be here for too long. Alright, I'll try one more time, and then if this isn't it, we'll just take the lose away. Okay. Oh well. Sage. We'll be taking this way is still really cool to show off, but we'll hopefully be able to see the kind of movement that you can do with the bomb later in the run. So this is your section where you do the tutorial for the bomb, and it just kind of explains like what the bomb does. As said earlier, you just use it to move the environment around you, and you have to synergize it with the bow to move everything. Oh, okay, nice, you still got it. Whew. We skipped this door entirely with the trick I attempted, but it's good to know that I can still hit that. If you are a little slow getting that, you actually have to wait a good 5 seconds for this little cutscene to play out, where it just highlights the fact you lit 2 of the towers. But because I was able to get to the pad and pulse early, we were able to skip that little animation. Okay, now we're going to be setting up for another hyper dash. might be a little... Uh-oh. That was very poorly aimed. Let me try again. There we go. This looks much better. Cool. Okay. I was like, oh yeah, this rock looks fine. I think I'll hit it. Just smacked my face against a tree vine.
Yeah, one of the things about that hyper dash that I don't know if we've talked about at this point, but the speed that you end up going into your pose there as you do the hyper dash, the timing on it actually influences your speed. Getting a fast hyper dash there is actually really important.
I'll be doing another hyper dash here to basically fly out of the map and deload everything. It's all beautiful as it deloads, and then hopefully we'll be able to... Oh, wow. Alright, pow. Beefy PC I'm running on, I forgot. I need to hit a good hyper dash here. One of those moments where having a good PC kind of goes against you because the game just loads so quick. There we go. Now we wait for it to load back in. There we are. Now we're underneath everything. And then from here we're actually able to fall back inbounds much later in the in one of the cave systems. Ooh, oh, okay. I'll take it. Okay, there we go. So this relic is more objective based. We want to pop 3 corrupted flowers to free one of the entities under that corruption pile. But we're actually going to be grabbing 2 relics during one of them. So even though the path opened up, I jumped in the Kool-Aid and went backwards to climb out of bounds here, kind of hug this mountainside, and do a really cool hyper dash to go from one side of chapter 2 to another. A very precise dash, so hopefully I hit it. Speed might be a little slow. Yeah, okay, a little slow. Hopefully I don't die though. Oh, okay. Really, really rough there. Did not get a good hyper dash. It's fine though. We'll just be running back. As I mentioned previously, it's a really, really demanding set of tricks where if you don't hit it right, you're gonna lose. In most cases, you'll run, but in a no reset setting, it'd be about 20-30 seconds, which isn't the end of the world. I made sure my estimate was pretty forgiving, just in case everything went wrong. But so far, chapter 2 is a very, very normal reset point, or just a difficult section for people.
Yeah, there are a lot of precise hyper dashes, a lot of really tough skips in this section. Getting them all to go the right way is very hard.
Okay, we're good. Need to get a beefy hyper dash here. This is much better, so I want to say here. There we go. Alright,
very
cool.
Nice.
So with that hyper dash, we skipped one side of chapter 2 to another, and we actually are at the end of a cave system that would take us, I want to say, like 5 minutes, with no major glitches to get through. Casually, like glitchless too, I think it'd be about 10-15. We did it in about a minute, not even like touching the entrance of the cave, which is very nice. Now we're going to be saving. As I mentioned earlier, the game tracks your location, but doesn't track the items you've collected. So we're actually able to make a save and load while those autosaves went on, and we're actually able to return to our initial spot in this little cave, and we can continue like nothing happened, but we actually are a relic up. Oh, come on. So now we're going back to the Ox Relic, which is just doing the objective-based things located around the map. Instead of going through these mob fights, and actually a boss fight, we're going to be rolling up on this side here and going around it and avoiding the trigger for the boss fight, and then we can just move on our merry way. And the flower pops right as all the enemies spawn. So the game kind of freaks out a little bit. It's, oh, okay, well, there's already rot on the flower, so we'll just pop it and spawn the enemies. But we've popped our flower, we can move on like nothing happened. Okay, I have to think about the backup route here because we're actually doing something a little different to what we normally do, because I didn't get the store or the storehouse jump. So we'll be coming over this side and doing an equally cool, I think, movement to be able to get to the top. So normally you have to do 2 fights to free all the rocks here, but thanks to being able to dash early, we're able to get up here and pop this flower. That's freestanding. And now we're able to return and get our relic. And then we'll be on to, I think, the last relic of the run. If I am...
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh, okay. There we go. A really cool cinematic for this. I love this kind of section with the art style.
Time has turned most of our... Let's go find another relic.
Okay, and because the process or the way you would do it is you would get this relic first, you would get the relic I haven't gotten second, and then the Heart Cave relic third. But we actually got the Heart Cave relic first thanks to the Hyper Dash. But with this backup route, we actually need to get the Ox relic in order to clear the rock that blocks the way to the second relic.
Oh, you made it.
Okay, Hannah would call the Ox and just smash open this entire pathway, which is a super cool sequence as well. Again, I'm making sure I'm keeping an eye on my dash because I do not want it to go too high, and I also don't want it to empty out completely. Okay. Doing an early throw here, just so the bomb will blow up by the time I get to the structure.
I just quickly want to say that there's lots of love coming in for you here.
I think after this boss fight, we'll be able to get a couple of donations, and I'm sorry, I should have let you throw them as I was making my way up.
No worry, you're good, man. Just keep showing this amazing run.
So this is Stone Guardian. Stone Guardian's got a unique mechanic where it has this rock armor on it that you have to break with the bombs. So Logic's going to be trying to clear out the legs, which is going to open up for Rot Hammers to double hit those legs pretty easily.
Alright. Yeah, that was a very, very good fight. Okay, sorry. Yeah, donations. We can get a couple good ones out now.
Awesome, fantastic. So, like I mentioned, there's lots of love coming in for you here. Starting up by $50 from Vogelwiese, and why do I always get the German names when I'm reading? Anyway, it says, thanks for the amazing event so far, looking forward to the rest. We got $10 from Turtle Leo saying, hey, please kiss Swifty's forehead if you get world record. Heart, you got this, sweetie.
Thanks, babe. Alright, real quick, before the second donation, I really want to show off this cool launch. This is what I would have done in the storehouse, but now we can just kind of free fall into the main boss.
That was a lot of height.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. Alright, sorry, donations. Yeah, sorry. Continue, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. We got $5 from Nico with a C saying, Logic has been an amazing person to meet in the community, and I am so happy I got to meet in person. Thank you, ESA, for making all of this possible. We got $25 from Rin Telefon,
hey,
saying, hey Logic and Swift, best of luck with the run. You're crushing it.
Thank you, Rin. And thank you everyone for all the love. Honestly, it is insane the amount of love for ESA and for the bomb. It's all the love from ESA, and just the event they're putting on is amazing. I want to thank ESA as well. I'll be thanking them a lot for the event they're putting on, but yeah, thank you guys for the donations.
This is the last phase of the gear. It's going to go by pretty quickly. Now that we've broken that thing in the center, we kind of just wail on her with these double Rot Hammer hits. That brings her very close to death, and of course we've got this dash as well. Really good fighting.
Yeah, that was pretty good. The first phase is very auto-scrolly. We're really strong and we actually over-damage her, but we still have to go through one of her cycles, so we can't do much. If we have time for some more donations, that'd be good.
Sure, no problem. We got a pretty amazing $50 from Anonymous saying, I finally get to watch the greatest speedrunner in the world running live in a marathon. Good luck with the run, Logic, and let's beat Alzheimer's.
Oh, thank you so much for the generous compliment and the generous donation. Really appreciate it.
I can agree with that. We also got $10 from, and I'm not sure about this one, Thibes?
Oh, Thieves.
Thieves?
Yeah.
Gotcha. $10 from Thebes saying, my grandmother had a hard time with Alzheimer's. Here's to hoping we can minimize the struggle for others. Good luck on the run, Logic. Remember to go fast.
Thank you.
And then we got just another one here, $10 without a comment from Marinelinia. So thank you very much for that. And just one quick thing, I noticed that a lot of these past donations didn't have an incentive attached. So please remember, when you are donating, put those your donation towards all of the incentive that we have. For example, the Step Mania one that is coming up really shortly is still in desperate love of some need of some love. So please keep that in mind.
All right, Toshi, one of the coolest fights in the run. Alive and dead, just as quick as the donations can be read. It's amazing how fast the enemies fall in this game. It's beautiful. On easy too, it's just all about that movement, which is super sweet. Now we'll be lining up another cool hyper dash to fly through this little section and then get to the main boss area. And now we begin our sequence for the final boss of the game.
Yeah, so this boss is Rock God, basically. This is a corrupted version of your Rot now, and this has a bunch of different phases. The first phase is those weak points that Logic was able to take down in arrows, and now it brings us into another set of enemies that we have to fight here. The first wave goes down pretty quickly, and then the second wave, Logic's going to line up for these moth shots and try to get a good grouping on these salamander enemies to get this dash to hit multiple of them. Pretty clean first wave. That was really nice.
That was good. Now is the big man. There he is. Final boss of the run. The true final boss.
True boss. That's Wood Knight making his return. Logic's gonna do his best here to stay behind Wood Knight and do these charged heavy attacks.
Oh my god.
Stagger. Whoa, that was so cool.
Okay, that was... Jesus, that first soldier really wanted me there. Alright, but that was a really, really good Wood Knight section. Hit the loop on him and everything, it was beautiful. Okay, as Swift mentioned, the gimmick of this boss fight is an culmination of all our rot, and we have them kidnapped from us, so we can't use our rot abilities. But we were able to get one back, and one courage bar is all we really need to finish the run. So we'll actually be skipping this section here and returning to the first section. Swift, if you want to explain this while I set it up, that'd be good.
Yeah, so this is basically a hyper dash that's going to take us out of this area, and it's going to bring us back to that area where we were just fighting before, and that portal's still active, so as long as we land, that was a really good hyper dash. We go through the portal, and this moth will hit us back into a state where we can move again. And that brings us directly into the last phase of the boss, skipping all the platforming you normally have to do.
Hit the spear for good luck. I love looking at that. So yeah, right now...
So far.
I know, it goes so far. Oh, right now Rogod will be doing his Desperation move, or DM, where he'll... Basically during this section, a bunch of enemies should be spawning. But because of the way I got back to this area for phase 3, the game is a little confused on what to do, so it is actually spawning nothing. It spawns these enemies because they're tied to the DM, but I'll come at you. Come at you. There we go. Oh no! There we go. So yeah, all of the foot soldiers are tied to going through the main portal, and because we didn't take it, they're not spawning. So we have to be very careful on how we use our rot, because you need a rot of courage to pull the spears out, and if you accidentally interact with one of these like healing flowers here, your run's dead. You're unable to get any courage. I think, oh no, I'm a liar. On easy, it will very slowly regenerate, but on other categories, your run will be dead.
Logic's going to be doing some pretty precise movement here to try and manipulate Rock God in order to get the attack here. Rock God's going to charge up those spheres again.
Okay, cool. Get the last one.
Very nice.
Oh, there we go. Alright. Okay, yeah, that was Rock God, and that's Kina, Bridge of Spirits. We can get a few donations right before the end of the run as well.
Sure, no issue. We got $25 from Thar, with probably the simplest comment I've read today. It's just C1.
C1! Yes!
C1!
And we got another $20 from Silver106, or 106, saying best of luck, Logic. Thank you all so very much for your donations. Keep them coming. We're actually so very close of beating 34,000 raised for Alzheimer Fund, and so please keep those donations coming.
Thank you so much for the donations throughout my run, guys. I really appreciate all the love for ESA. And yeah, that'll be the end of the run. There we go.
Very nice.
Come here, Swift. Oh. All right, yeah, that was Kina Bridge of Spirits. I'll very quickly give a few shout-outs. Swift, main shout-out. You know, he was my commentator for GDQ as well, and he did a phenomenal job at GDQ and here today. So I want to thank Swift for that. Also want to thank the Kina speedrunning community. They've gone nuts with this game. It was amazing being here in the early days, kind of watching some dedicated individuals rip this game apart. Early dash, which is the most influential skip or glitch in the run, was actually found within the first, I think, 2 hours of the game's release. It was incredible watching just everything like unfold from that. Want to thank ESA too for the amazing event. I want to thank all the people who donated, and that'll be and to thank the devs. The devs actually work super hard in supporting speedrunners and the speedrunning community. They've made a great game. They continue being supportive for us, and I want to thank those people as well for making a beautiful game.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Logic, for this phenomenal run. Friends, we're gonna quickly jump into a intermission. Next up, we got Journey, an equally beautiful game as this, so please don't go anywhere. We will be right back with you.